If y'all don't know, there's a documentary about to come out involving Chris Brown and his domestic abuse problems. So we about to react to a YouTuber's page by the name of Deleted, who I really enjoy his content. So go ahead, run his page up, run his likes up. And while you're here, run my likes up. Let's get into it.
Nickelodeon, the network known for fun shows and bright colors. They were the ones being exposed on Quiet on the Set, the dark side of kids television, which shows some pretty shocking truths about the network itself when it comes to the abuse of the underage actors. But now they're focusing on keeping the same energy but on someone else. The title documentary, Chris Brown, A History of Violence, discussions about Chris's actions and what they mean for his career and how people may perceive him in the future. He's had multiple violations of probation related to drug use and violent outbursts, but it seems Chris Brown's violent behavior centers around particularly women, and for whatever reason, people turn a blind eye to. After the announcement, quite a few people took anger out in the comments. The majority disapproves and feel that his altercation with Rihanna is being dragged.
I ain't gonna lie. Me and my wife went to Chris Brown concert in July. We had a good time too, man. Yeah, I listened to the albums. I try to turn a blind cheek, right? Because it's like, do I agree with what he's doing? Absolutely not. But do I like the music? Yeah. So am I wrong for that? Probably. I'm probably wrong. I get it.
Dragged out far too long. But that's the problem. People think it's just Rihanna when there have been multiple incidents and testimonies that there have been other victims. Chris Brown faced many accusations and legal troubles over the years. However, I think we should focus on just the women because it seems that's what the documentary will be about. So I'm going to just sum up the other legal issues for those who do not know what's going on, and then we'll get to the crazy shit. Hey, but before we start, make sure you guys drop a like. Let's try to get this to a stack. I want to thou out. Let's get this to a stack. We are starting to make noise in this YouTube community. I'm proud of the villains, man. Good job. Join the membership if you guys already haven't. If y'all want the exclusive perks like emojis. And the Discord has a members only chat to discuss topics and just overall vibe out with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's vibe one time. I'm proud of what we're building. And honestly, I appreciate you all. Even the motherfuckers that hate me. I mean, I love it. I love the hate. I never heard of anyone loving the villain. So keep bringing the hate towards me, man. That means I'm doing something right. Do you want me? The Rihanna incident, which happened in 2009. Chris was 20 years of age and Rihanna was 21, which led to injuries that required hospitalization. June 14, 2012, a violent fight broke out between Chris Brown and Drake at the WIP nightclub in New York City, fueled by tensions over their relationships with Rihanna, with Drake reportedly punching Chris and hitting him with a bottle.
That whole Rihanna shit was crazy, bro. It was what? Grammy night, 2000 something. It was Grammy night and they were supposed to show up and they wasn't there. Next thing you know, Rihanna's face got a whole bunch of knots and man, that shit was crazy, bro. I don't know what happened as far as what started it, but he put some paws on her, bro. That shit was crazy.
And involved their entourages, resulting in at least 8 injuries. Chris bears the scar on his chin to this day from Drake's bottle throw. January 2013, Chris was involved in a notable incident with fellow artist Frank Ocean outside a recording studio in West Hollywood. The conflict began when Ocean accused Brown of taking his parking spot. And when Ocean confronted him, Brown punched him in the face. The situation escalated as 2 members of Brown's entourage reportedly joined in, jumping and punching and kicking Frank Ocean while calling him slurs. 2016, Chris Brown encountered allegations of violence against a former client.
You fighting over a parking spot? Like, why are you so mad, Chris? It's probably the drugs. To be honest, it's probably the drugs. A lot of these young stars, they get into the industry, and a lot of them that move to LA, they start partying. They get on that Diddy, and they start doing stuff and playing with their nose. And all of a sudden, they start wilding out, being angry, agitated, furious, all that.
client in a serious gun threat incident at his home. In May, Michael Garrigies, y'all already know I be brutalizing the names. I brutalize them. It's all good. Known as Mike G, who had been hired by Brown to help improve his image, filed a lawsuit claiming that Chris viciously attacked him during a discussion about an upcoming tour, leaving Mike G hospitalized due to his injuries. May 2023, Chris Brown and Usher reportedly had an altercation during Chris Brown's 34th birthday
That was last year.
at a roller rink in Las Vegas. The incident occurred after Brown became upset with Tiana Taylor, with Chris cussing her out, and Usher attempted to defuse the situation.
Why are you mad, Chris? Why are you mad? You couldn't get high, or are you high?
Eyewitnesses claim that after the confrontation, Usher was seen with a bloody nose, indicating a physical fight. Though the details remain unclear, despite the incident, both artists performed later that day at the Lovers and Friends Festival without any visible signs of injury. And that leaves us with the most recent altercation that doesn't have anything to do with the women. July 2024, Chris Brown faced a significant legal challenge when 4 men from Denton County filed a $50 million lawsuit against him and his entourage. The plaintiffs claimed they were invited backstage, and tensions escalated when a member of Chris' entourage reminded him of a past conflict with the guys, allegedly prompting Chris to respond aggressively and direct his entourage to attack the men. The lawsuit describes the assault as brutal and unprovoked, with Brown and several members of his entourage reportedly surrounding the plaintiffs, throwing chairs, kicking and stomping, resulting in at least one plaintiff requiring hospitalization.
I think a lot of these dudes also, what comes with the fame and the money and all that, they feel like they're untouchable. And then they got a bunch of yes men around them who join in on the BS, you feel me?
I do want to point out, Chris didn't always carry himself in this manner. It didn't start until after the Rihanna incident. When the world turned their back on Chris Brown after the Rihanna incident, he wasn't allowed on TV or radio at the time. A lot of people disassociated with him. Only friends who stood by his side publicly was his day one friends. His childhood friend was Miho. They have matching tats on their hands and all the shit. And Omarion, Tiana Taylor, and also Tyga. Chris would take to streaming. He did a Ustream series for a very long while, connecting to his fans while hanging with his family and friends, giving his fans access to his life. And he would honestly be one of the first to actually do IRL streaming.
I think I'm on Ustream. Yeah, it's working. Cool. Hey. All right, we're in my crib at the moment. I did this morning. I don't know if you guys
that boy talented,
see it, but I'm about to paint. About to do some stuff. I don't have all my colors yet, though. Need some more blacks and whites. So let's start it off.
You can build houses like that on the outside. Shit crazy.
I think Chris needed a form of belonging, and he felt alone. So I think he adopted a new friend group that accepted him for his flaws, what everyone else seemed to started to hate him for. Chris Brown's mother, Joyce Hawkins, has openly expressed concerns about the negative influence certain friends and potential gang affiliations may have on her son, urging him to surround himself with supportive friends rather than those who might lead him into further controversy. But with all that being said, Chris would grow into the gang lifestyle regardless of what his mother felt.
Yeah. He joined the gang later in life. I don't understand that. You're from Virginia, probably a small town in Virginia. You moved to LA, right? Start your career off. You was in LA for a minute, then all of a sudden the Rihanna stuff happened. So now you just spiraling out of control. You joining a gang in your early 20s, bro. Like, what's the point?
Like how I said, regardless. I didn't say irregardless that time. Y'all can't come from me in the comments. I didn't say irregardless. I said regardless. All right, so now that you guys are all caught up and have a sense of all his legal troubles and issues, here's the cases he has when it comes to women who came forward other than Rihanna. In February 2012, while still on probation for his assault on Rihanna, Chris Brown was accused of stealing a woman's phone outside of a nightclub in Miami Beach. The incident involved a woman named Crystal Spann, who claimed she took a photo of Brown as he was leaving the club. According to her, Brown reached through the window of his car, snatched the phone from her hands, allegedly saying, "Bitch, you ain't gonna put that photo on no website," as his vehicle drove away. Brown's representatives denied the allegations. violence. In August 2016, Brown was arrested after a woman named Bailey Coran accused him of threatening her with a gun at his home during a party. Coran alleged that while admiring a diamond necklace, Chris became angry and pointed a firearm at her head. Following her claims, police engaged in a standoff with Brown before obtaining a search warrant. However, they found no firearms or jewelry as described by Coran. Chris was arrested on...
Time out. Was the woman staring at a diamond or some jewelry, or was Chris Brown? I didn't understand that part.
Suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, but was released on a $250,000 bail. His attorney, Mark Garagos, denied the allegations, stating they were fabricated and questioning Coran's credibility due to her own past legal issues. In January 2019, Chris Brown faced serious legal issues and he was detained in Paris after a woman accused him of aggravated at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. The woman, a 24-year-old, alleged that Brown assaulted her in his hotel room on January 16th, claiming the atmosphere was chaotic, with drugs being used openly among the group. She reported that Brown followed her to the bathroom and assaulted her in a dressing room for about 25 to 30 minutes, during which she felt threatened and afraid. After the assault, she claimed she was not allowed to leave immediately and was further assaulted by a member of Chris's entourage. Following these accusations, Chris and two associates were taken into custody for questioning, but were released shortly after without charges. Although French police indicated that the investigation would continue, Chris denied the allegations on social media, calling them false and disrespectful to his character, and he expressed intentions to sue over the claims. While some fans and fellow artists voiced their support for Chris after his denial, many others criticized him, pointing to his history of violence against women as a serious concern. Now, this part right here, this is the craziest situation I think will probably raise a lot of your eyebrows. In 2020, Chris Brown faced serious legal challenges when a woman filed a lawsuit accusing him of drugging and raping her during a party on a yacht in Miami. The woman, referred to as Jane Doe in the lawsuit, claimed she was invited to a yacht owned by rapper Diddy in December 2020. Yes, Diddler himself. This was a Diddy party. This was a Diddy party situation.
He guilty, bro. Oh man, he was at the Diddy party. The Diddy party, guilty.
He invited the young girl to his party on a yacht in December 2020. Upon her arrival, she alleged that Chris Brown mixed her drink, leading to a sudden, unexplained change in consciousness that left her disoriented and unstable. She stated,
"That's the same stuff that they talking about Puff be doing at his parties. Puff is teaching people how to..." Oh man, he teaching people how to... I can't say that word. D-R-U-G, you know.
Stated that Brown then took her to a bedroom where he undressed her and raped her despite her pleas for him to stop. The lawsuit says the woman, who was still half asleep, mumbled for Brown to stop, but he ignored her. The lawsuit alleges that Brown raped the woman and then jumped up and announced he was done. He allegedly then told the woman to contact him so they could talk about her music career. In the weeks following the alleged incident, Brown continued to reach out to the woman. After the alleged assault, Chris reportedly contacted her, suggesting she take a morning after pill. The lawsuit claims that the incident caused her lasting emotional harm, resulting in severe anxiety and panic attacks. This situation was filed.
My question is, does she have text messages and stuff like that? You know, because if she got text messages, then that boy cooked, especially being wrapped up in the situation with the Diddler.
In January 2022, the lawsuit sought over $20 million in damages, with the plaintiff's attorney emphasizing that the case was not just about seeking justice for her, but also served as a warning for others who might find themselves in a similar situation with Chris Brown. However, in August 2022, a judge dismissed the lawsuit due to a lack of prosecution. Neither party appeared at a scheduled hearing. Now, I don't know if this is a case of Stockholm Syndrome or if the accuser was truly a flat-out liar. Rolling Stone reported that the unidentified woman who sued Chris Brown with claims he drugged and raped her on Diddy's Miami Beach-based yacht has lost her legal representation after police uncovering text messages
allegedly
that complicate her case. A Miami Beach police spokesman declined to comment on the department's probe, calling it an active investigation. In her complaint, the woman alleges the R&B singer fed her a drug-laced drink and assaulted her on the yacht that was docked at Diddy's Star Island home on December 30th, 2020. But her texts seemed to be consensual with Chris Brown. A compilation of the text communications obtained by Rolling Stone includes messages the woman sent to Chris Brown the day after the alleged attack, in which she allegedly calls Brown babe and asks to see him again the night to have sex. So I'm gonna place these text messages on screen. They're way too explicit to.
I live in Hollywood. Word. Let's link later today. Okay, bet. Your place or mine? Mine probably. Evil emoji. Okay, bet. You got E. Is that one of them pills? Them E pills? Nah, that was my homies. I don't be getting lit unless my homies got it. Tonight, what's up? Yesterday, where you at right now? Wow, what's up? Wanted to come over. It does seem like a little, yeah, like it was like dating maybe. Wow, bro.
Let me read for you guys without getting demonetized. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these screenshots on the screen and please read them. Press pause and all that. I think it's safe to say Chris is clear from that. That situation could be a lie and fabricated, and her text messages go against what she originally reported. And let me just be clear, I only say kind of because of the whole Stockholm syndrome. I don't know much about it, and I don't want to offend anybody that have been abused. Now, I'm usually the guy that says I don't give a fuck about the way you feel, because I truly don't. But when it comes to somebody that is a victim and it's their story to tell, I can't have an opinion on that. I'm gonna be honest with you. However, from the looks of it, from how I feel about it, it just looks like she was lying, just flat out lying. Unless it's Stockholm syndrome, because that is a real thing where people ignore the issues at hand because they're in love with the person, or they're just attracted to the person, and they give them excuses and they're okay with the things that they do to them, and then they wake up from it. Is that what this is? I don't know. I will say that it is very eerie how her lawsuit and the whole ordeal it mirrors Cassie and all the other victims on these Diddy yacht parties and parties in general. It mirrors. And this was a lawsuit 2 years ago.
Like on the Cassie situation, a lot of people online was talking about like why Cassie stayed so long and this, that, and the third. Well, first of all, you don't know how it is to be in that situation. You have no idea. You drugged out your mind all the time. You feel less than. This person is a billionaire, got all this money, all this access to very powerful people. It's going to scare some people. It scares some men and some women. You know what I'm saying? Like he got guns on him. You know, like who know he tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car. I mean, some scary shit, man.
Am I saying I believe her? And last but certainly not least, the victim I feel who got the worst of Chris Brown was Karrueche Tran. Her allegations against Chris to achieve her restraining order sounds very familiar to Cassie's case against Diddy. Karrueche Tran has made serious allegations against Brown regarding coercive behavior during their relationship, particularly around claims of forced threesomes. She claims that Chris pressured her into participating in these encounters. In response to these allegations, Chris reportedly commented that Tran knew what she signed up for.
How many kids do you want, though?
I'm cool with two. If the one is fine, if it's a boy on the first try, bang.
Oh gosh. You should have trapped those two already. You should have got Reed back then and got.
No, you know, I would have.
Really
like, I'm be honest, like that would have been my ultimate boom. You know what I'm saying? At the time when I was doing my wham with both, you know, I was like, cool, get both of them, get both of them, boom,
Crazy,
and I'm good.
Chris, all you had to do was take the condom off.
Do you think Chris Brown was using a condom with them? Come on now. Are you crazy?
Just take the condom off. Bro, you can't do that and those women not know. That's a sick comment to make.
I do my best.
That's a sick comment.
To not cheat, not you know, be crazy all over the place. I always have females around me though. I never that helps me write better songs. That helps me be more creative and understand the perspective of what these certain women want.
But they know Karrueche's position.
She makes it clear. She walks.
But you said y'all was having threesomes together, so that helps.
You know, that was early there.
Many have criticized, but also ignored his dismissive attitude towards her experience and feelings. Karrueche Tran was granted a 5-year restraining order after alleging threats and past physical abuse. Tran claimed that Brown had beat her several times and made violent threats against her life, which eventually led her to seek legal protection. During the court proceedings, she testified about violent text messages he sent, including threats like, "I can get my money back and I'm tired of playing games. I'll beat the shit out of you." Tran also reported that he threatened to kill her and would text, "I'll make your life hell," if she did not comply with his demands. She alleged that Brown physically assaulted her multiple times during their relationship, not only punching her in the stomach, but also was reported that he pushed her down the stairs. Karrueche,
bruh, I could not imagine like telling a woman that I'll beat the shit out of him, bro. Like, what? I got $3. I wish somebody would say them words to my daughters, bro.
He was beaten by Chris so badly, in fact, that her neighbor, singer K. Cola, has claimed that she heard Chris Brown hitting Karrueche and was so worried she even called the police. The singer's tweets came just hours after it was revealed Karrueche was granted a temporary domestic violence restraining order against Chris Brown after he allegedly threatened to kill her. K wrote, "Some of y'all make me sick to my stomach," talking about Karrueche lying. "I've heard him beating her myself. I even called the police. I used to cry over that situation, hearing her screaming at the top of her lungs because I am also a victim of domestic violence." Chris fans, however, then turned their attention to Kay, tweeting back and defending him. She responded, "Some of y'all are sick, delusional, defending this man. He's sick. He will never get the help or change because of yes men and weirdos like y'all."
What's crazy also is the fact that, like, a lot of dudes, like, I couldn't hang out with somebody who's a domestic abuser. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't do it. It's not happening. If I know that you beat women, I'm a step to you. Straight up. Like, I'm a pretty intimidating dude, like standing up. I'm 6'5", whatever, 250. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't like abuse. I don't like bullies. I don't like none of that. So, like, I couldn't imagine having a friend such as Chris Brown, whoever, and not stepping to him about these allegations or whatever, or just don't be cool with him no more. But a lot of these people be hanging out at the same parties, dapping each other up, all that, and ignoring what's going on. It's like y'all cool with what's going on. I don't understand it.
Women literally get murdered by men who act like this, and y'all think it's cute, or she just wants attention. Y'all wonder why celebs get away with so much because of weirdos like you putting them on a pedestal, letting them get away with this crap. If you're really a Chris Brown fan, you would want him to get help, not make excuses for everything he does. That's real love. The Grammy-nominated singer who has worked with Eminem, Dr. Dre, says she did not feel comfortable speaking up until now. She then told a
time out, bro. No disrespect, lady. No disrespect. I know Karrueche's your friend, but Dr. Dre, he got allegations too. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, in the 90s, he was, then hit up on Michelle A and somebody else. So, I don't know.
hip-hop blog that began to question her with the response, "She left him. It wasn't my place to speak on her issues. However, now that she's speaking on it, I can't sit by and watch people say she's lying." So I'm guessing the blogger said she was a liar. That's crazy,
I agree with that,
bro. I can't believe some of y'all are just gonna say someone's lying when they're literally going through court to get a restraining order. Not to mention that Karrueche did not pull a Cassie. She did not seek any money from Chris Brown. She did not ask for $1. Now, I heard that he did give her some money because he was whining and dining her, trying to woo her back. But she did not seek or take legal action to receive a penny. She just...
Me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with Cassie asking for money. I don't. Because at the end of the day, maybe she knew that Puff was going to eventually end up locked up anyway, but I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, all that abuse she suffered, all that, yeah, pay her.
Wanted to separate herself from Chris. To call that a liar, that's crazy. Karrueche and Chris Brown's relationship began around 2011, and they officially split in late 2014 after Tran discovered that Chris had fathered a child with another woman. Following their breakup, Chris engaged in behavior that many perceived as stalking in real life and through social media. Karrueche Tran has shared several instances of stalking and harassment by Chris Brown, particularly after their breakup. One notable incident involved Brown allegedly following her outside a nightclub, which exemplified his controlling behavior during their toxic relationship and contributed to Karrueche's feelings of fear and anxiety regarding her safety.
Can't get in there, homie.
Move to the back.
He left derogatory comments and posts featuring Karrueche and her new then boyfriend, Victor Cruz, suggesting that Cruz needed a style upgrade. Chris Brown posted a video on social media in early 2021 where he referred to himself as a stalker. In the video, he made comments about being one of those men women complain about, saying,
"Hey, did y'all be complaining about niggas being like stalkers and love with y'all kind of crazy shit and get tired of it? Well, guess what? I'm one of them niggas. If I love you, bitch, ain't nobody gonna have you. I'm gonna make you miserable. I'm gonna chase that nigga out. I'm gonna chase your ass around, and it's done."
This bizarre admission caught the attention of many. The video was seen as troubling, given Brown's history of abusive behavior. This alarming public admission caught the attention of many. However, no one seemed to care. Chris Brown and Quavo have recently reignited their feud, which has historical roots linked to Karrueche Tran, Chris Brown's ex-girlfriend. The conflict has resurfaced through diss tracks and pointed lyrics referencing their past relationships with Karrueche. The rivalry between Chris Brown and Quavo reportedly began in 2017 when rumors about Quavo and Karrueche started circulating. This tension intensified over the years. In April 2024 of this year, Chris Brown released a track titled Freak from the deluxe version of his album 1111, where he took shots at Quavo.
Okay, now fucking my old bitches ain't gonna make a sequel. Sipping in 1942 cause I don't do no Quavo.
Shortly after, Quavo responded with a song called Timber, directly addressing the situation with lines like,
"You did a bitch wrong and now the bitch gone. She post with a thug. Caught a bitch phone, she won't come home. Don't beat her up."
And then Chris responded again with his track Weak Link. Get it? Weak Link. It has Quavo on the front of the cover, taking down a glizzy. Wild times.
That's great.
"You fuck my ex-hoe, that's cool. I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch. I'm up, little nigga."
Now, not only did Quavo respond back for the second time with the track called OHB, which stands for Over Hoes and Bitches, a parody of Chris's friend group or crew name OHB, which actually stands for Original Hood Bosses. But he used the cover art of Chris allegedly choking a woman out on some diabolical shit.
You still fucked up by Karrueche? You tried to beat up Tiana, but Usher wouldn't let you do it.
This was a cringe-ass beef. I ain't gonna hold. It was kind of cringe.
It was, man.
It's like secondhand embarrassment a little.
And it was happening like when.
Point out that, mind you, it's been 10 years since Karrueche and Chris broke up, and he's still making songs and making videos.
She must got that fire.
Which obviously, because of the restraining order, no contact whatsoever with her for at least 5 years out of those 10 years. It does give stalker vibes. I can't hold it. So yeah, Chris Brown found out Quavo was smashing Karrueche a long time ago. Everyone knows they've been going at it for years over the situation. They never really squashed that beef. I mean, there was even a photo of them recently sitting next to each other, and it looked so awkward. It looked so uncomfortable, honestly. But they did sit next to each other, and nothing happened. I mean, when it's all said and done, people gotta like take accountability, and people also gotta stop being so damn in denial. Y'all can't stand on business with one person and not stand on business with the other. There's obviously issues in this situation. You can't feel some type of way about Diddy and not look and question Chris Brown. That
got me thinking.
Take away from their artistry. That does not take away.
But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Subscribe to Delete His YouTube. Run his likes up. Run my likes up. I'm out.